So here we're looking at flexion control of the spine. And I have her in a quadruped position, and I'm going to get her set up. So I'm going to get the hips over the knees. I'm going to have you open your hips and knees to shoulder width apart. Hands directly under the shoulders. And we're going to do a cat-cow or cat-camel, whatever your nomenclature is, and find neutral. So let's go ahead and arch up like a scared cat, sag down like a double hump camel, and find the midpoint between the two. Good. Now, that looks pretty good. We got a little bit of a lordosis here. The other thing I'm always watching for is the sacrum, because if people have a bit of a flexion antalgia or a bit of a kyphotic kink in those lower segments, sometimes they look neutral, but their sacrum's still angled quite a bit. And so I want to make sure that's not such a big direction change between the sacrum and the spine. In this position, what we're going to do is we're going to test the movement or the control under two conditions. We're going to do the condition of no VPAC, no activation of the torso, see how she moves, and then we're going to do it with. And so for no activation, I'm going to ask my client, I want you to think of Thanksgiving. I want you to relax your belly, right, and just sag it out. Good. And from there, I want you to move your buttocks towards your heels. Right there. Good. And come back. Now, what we've already done prior to getting to this position is we've assessed her hip flexion mobility. And if we move beyond her hip flexion ranges, we know that we're already going to get a flexion movement about the spine. So we're really looking for that control in the mid-range of that point. And so to emphasize or calibrate our eyes, what I'm going to do is put a finger on her sacrum, and then on her lower vertebrae, and then on her upper lumbar vertebrae. And I want you to relax and slowly rock back. And she starts to move right there. You see my fingers separate. So come back in. So that was well before her hip bottomed out. So now what I want you to do is turn your VPAC muscles on through your drawing in. That's nice. Keep that tension. Rock back. Good, right there. So she goes back further before she starts to move. So we get a change in her control with a bit of a VPAC strategy. And where I would say initially I'd give it a 2, and now I'd give it a 2+. It's not perfect, but it's better.